Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Monday. I am Julie Ann Mejia, and you're watching episode 18 of The Holistic Alternative. Our guests today are two incredible pioneers who have built one of the most celebrated and inclusive events in the country. These individuals that we're hosting today have really, truly brought the community together, bringing competition and community spacing and entertainment in one spot. It is my true honor and privilege to welcome Jen and Jeremy Borgeson, the founders and owners of the Harvest Cup. Thank you, Jen and Jeremy, for joining me today.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
So I know your story. It's a powerful one. I would love to have you guys share a little bit about how cannabis brought you together to create this event.
Well, that's your story.
Okay. Well, how cannabis brought us together. Okay.
Well, to start the event.
So I started the event in hopes of finding all the best cannabis products, the best growers, the best product makers, and the best way to do that really was to include everybody. So that's what we did. We approached the city of Worcester in hopes of doing an event like this, and they were open to it. They skeptical at first, but they came around and thankfully allowed us to do the first Harvest Cup in 2017. And here we are 9 years later, still doing it.
That's amazing. And so you come from California, Jeremy, and you've had experience, working with the plant for a number of years, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Jen, I know it's a very personal, story in regards to your usage. If you feel comfortable, would you like to share a little bit about how you started using cannabis for your health?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, we lived in California for a few years, but we're both from Massachusetts. But when I was a teenager, I probably was around 14 when I started getting severe migraines. And, being 14, I also happened to be experiencing with cannabis around the same time. And I realized that cannabis was the only thing that helped my migraines. The doctors put me on some pretty powerful painkillers, Vicodin, things like that. And they just made me feel sick. So, but I was always afraid to tell them that cannabis worked. So I just kept taking the prescriptions, but the cannabis was what helped. It wasn't until years later that, I felt comfortable enough telling them. And obviously now that it's legal, they are on board with it. So.
Now, I think a lot of patients, myself included, unfortunately had the same occurrence, with the traditional system. It was looked down upon, and discriminated against. And, we were taught in school, and I'm sure you can relate to this too with your psych background, that it wasn't, an entry drug,
Right.
And
Right.
they totally propagandized the usage.
Yep. And, when our kids were little, our house was raided 2 or 3 times, and we were always just so afraid of losing our children, and luckily that never happened. But it was another level of it that just adds so much stress to not necessary. Nobody cares if you have a liquor cabinet full of alcohol, but they would really look down on you. And the last time our house got raided, we actually fought back because our kids were older and we weren't in danger of losing them. And we won. So we were able to get our medicine back, and the whole case was dismissed. It took a couple of years, and a lot of money, but we were so proud of ourselves for doing it.
I think that's terrible that anybody in this world should have to be discriminated against for nature. And Jeremy, that's one of my favorite photos of you with the police officer with your stuff back. I think it's a terrible incident, but we can laugh about it now. But again, it should never happen.
Right.
It's illegal to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
No, I appreciate you sharing that. It's a really difficult industry to be in. So, you guys had some health issues. Jeremy's, a professional grower, essentially being from the West Coast. How did you bring together, these thought processes to create, first of all, a competition, but an event to bring the community together?
Well, he had been to the Emerald Cup several times in California and kind of envisioned doing something like that here where you could bring everyone together. And, but obviously the first year when we approached the DCU Center, everybody was terrified. You would have thought we were asking to host a crack convention, for the love of God. But, once we made a lot of promises, and, we had to make a lot of concessions the first year. And then they realized it really wasn't that scary, and they welcomed us back the next year. And every year it's just been a little bit more like accepted and easier to deal with a lot of the things.
I think that's wonderful. It just means that, hey, it's being more normalized. The majority of people, consume. It doesn't matter, your ethnicity, your background, financially, like people consume it. So
right.
Coming out of the closet for many people, that's a nice way to bring the community together with like-minded individuals that consume.
Right.
So that's awesome.
We think so. We hope so.
No, absolutely. It's an amazing event. It's one of the only events I support because it's run so professionally. You guys do such an amazing job.
We appreciate that.
Of course. Let's talk a little bit about the competition and how that has been developed.
Yeah.
So what kind of, entries do you guys see in categories do you guys, have for judging positions? Let's talk a little bit about that.
It's definitely evolved over the years. We've gone from like doing flower as indoor, outdoor for a bit. Then we did indica sativa. And then we talked a lot about how people like me, I don't like fruity cannabis. So I would not be a great cannabis judge of everything because, I don't like it. So we talked about terpenes, and we ended up doing our categories by terpene profile so that judges are asked what terpene profiles they prefer, and they're assigned to a terpene profile they prefer. We also have several edible categories, topicals, tinctures, and we've seen it runs the gamut. 1 year we might get 10 topical entries, 1 year we might get 2. It's the market is ever changing, as you know. And so this year we ended up with 18 total categories.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So how many judges typically you guys assign to each category?
5 judges for each category.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So it really is pulling the community together to say, hey, your product's amazing, or hey, this needs a little work. So it's really getting that kind of outside perspective for competitors. I love that photo. It's so cute.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
It definitely is. Ed Rosenthal there, and Ed, well known throughout the country. He's an OG in the space, and I love how you guys really kind of blend, the business side of things with other spaces as well. Let's talk about some of the other vendors that come besides cannabis vendors or dispensaries.
Oh God, we have everything from jewelry to candles and soaps and tie-dyes and window and roofing companies and so many. I'm trying to picture the map right now. So many vendors. And you can go to our website and go to the exhibitor page, and most of them have their website linked to their logo. So if anybody wanted to see who's going to be there and what they offer, they can certainly do that. Go to the website, check it out. But there's a lot of opportunity to start Christmas shopping, and I personally get a lot of mine done at my event.
I think that's awesome, and it's nice to be able to support local craft, people that are making things for the community.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
We've got some nonprofits out there too.
Yes, let's talk about some of the nonprofits you guys host or have hosted throughout the years.
Patriots Helping Vets comes every year. MassCan comes every year. We've had the Prisoner Project. Last Prisoner Project. They couldn't make it this year, but they've been. They're fun. It's a fun area where the nonprofits are. They don't sell anything, and they're literally just out there having fun and talking to people and trying to teach them about their organizations and just having fun. So it's a great little group.
No, that's awesome. And yeah, I remember a couple years you guys had like veteran dog services and stuff, and the pups were there out front. So that's awesome. And the event itself is just so much fun. Let's talk about how it works and goes for someone that's never been there. I've been there. So run us through a weekend. How does it typically work?
So it starts Friday night with our kickoff party, which is a free party we have for all of our judges, competitors, vendors, and some of our friends. We do swag bags to the first 100 or so people who come in. We have a huge raffle with lots of fun prizes. The springtime Shaka kids always give us, well, not always, but the last couple of years, they've given us a BMX bike to raffle off. Mystic Fruits is giving us a couple of tie-dye teepees, full-size teepees to raffle off. We've got a whole bunch of restaurant area gift cards. I'm making a big basket full of restaurant gift cards. So that's a fun way to start the weekend. Then Saturday starts at 10 a.m. and we do winner announcements at 4:20 for all the categories except flour and concentrates. And then on Sunday, and it's over at 6 o'clock on Saturday. And then Sunday we start at 10 and we do the winner announcements for flour and concentrates at 4:20 on Sunday. And then it's over at 5 o'clock on Sunday. And then we're all thoroughly exhausted, and takes us 3 hours to break down, and then we go eat, and then we sleep for a week.
I don't blame you. You guys put so much love and effort into the event. Everyone feels it. It's a beautiful weekend, but it's draining. It's a lot to do as an executive managing it, just to make sure everyone's safe, everyone has what they need.
Yep.
Sure, that's a lot. So
that's one reason we do it at the DCU Center. It's definitely been we don't have to worry about certain things. We have a safe building that's got security. We have multiple trash services. We have clean bathrooms. So it's a great place to have it.
It's an amazing event. It's so much fun, and I know the community just has the best time, and it just brings everyone together. It's the place to go. So if you've never been, this is the year to go, everyone. Now, how are you guys doing? Are there any available vendor spots still available? I know sometimes towards the end you get a couple left.
Yeah, there's still a handful. I think there might be one end cap, and then there's several 10 by 10s and a couple of double booths on the map. So there's still some opportunities out there if somebody wants to grab a booth, for sure.
No, and everyone watching, like Jen was saying, it doesn't have to be a cannabis related business.
Absolutely. Right.
No, it could be a CPA, because again, cannabis companies need tax assistance and help with that, or they need business services from a business attorney. So, I think, personally seeing so many different types of vendors and people there, it's an amazing event to network too.
Right. Yep. I agree. Yep.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have just introduced and met through the Harvest Cup. And a lot of times too, you guys get random celebrities that show up too. That's always fun.
We had Mike Tyson one year that we thought it was a joke when somebody asked if Mike Tyson could come in, and we were like, oh, sure, he can come in. And it was him. And then we had Jim Belushi. Yeah, so it's been fun and amazing, and yeah, things I never would have thought, that I would have I would have gotten my Mike Tyson's arm around my shoulder. He's giant hands, giant feet,
Yeah, I remember meeting him that year.
I know.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite things for both of you? I want to ask this separately to you both. What's your favorite part about running this event and like seeing it all come together?
For me, it's when it starts, and I can just go have fun, and because it's so much work leading up to it, and then the day of it, my work is pretty much over, and I can just go have fun. So, barring any emergencies and people who need me, which, it happens, but I can go have fun. I can shop. I can chat with the vendors and make sure they're happy. And so that's my favorite part of it.
That's awesome. What about you, Jeremy?
The competition is my favorite part, meeting all the amazing growers and product makers that we have. And yeah, that's it for me is the competition. That's what it was all based upon originally.
I just got to give you guys props. I've seen other events done. People pay for kits or they don't test them correctly. You guys have a very rigorous process. All the entries get tested. Can you talk a little bit about like how you roll out the entries?
The only things that get tested are the flower.
Okay, great.
So, yep. But there's never, there's an entry fee to enter the competition, but no, we do not charge money to judge. We actually have a pretty strict application process. And, we try to open it up to new people every year to give new people a shot. So we may have some good judges that have been here for several years. We might give them a year off to let somebody else have a chance. We never let anybody judge the same category 2 years in a row. And they can't be a judge if their company is entering, in a particular category. Obviously, they can't judge it.
No, that makes perfect sense. Again, you want to keep it as fair as possible. So you want to pick a judge that's going to judge their own entry. So that's great.
Right.
No, that's amazing. You guys are awesome. And
we only let each judge one category.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind of people volunteer for judging? And let's talk a little bit about the process too in running it. You allow people to volunteer and be a part if they can't afford to come, they want to help and work the community event.
We do. We have, this is our 9th year. So I will say we don't really open it up to new volunteers anymore. We've got a really great team of dedicated, good volunteers. It took a few years to find that, because it happens. What was your other question?
Oh, that was basically it in regards to.
Oh, and how we, okay. And then like, the judges, how we find them. Anyone can apply. We don't put out a public application, but word of mouth, it gets around. People, ask me about it. I'll send anybody an application. We did for a while, we would offer if somebody won the competition, they were automatically given the opportunity to judge that category the following year. We don't do that anymore because we had a little thing one year with somebody who couldn't judge part of the products. But I will say that if you win a category and you want to judge it the next year, as long as you don't have any problems judging every sample in the category, we would absolutely let them do that, as long as they don't want to enter again. But I will say that most of them decided not to judge because they wanted to enter again. But we have a lot of people who, growers who want to judge, edible makers, topical makers. And I love when I have somebody who knows what goes into the process of making the product, judging it, instead of just all people who are just fans of eating edibles.
No, it's always nice to have, a perspective, from not only a consumer base, but from a lab perspective, somebody that's had lab experience judging concentrate or edible in the lab, so
Sure. Yep.
I think that's wonderful. I think you guys do an amazing job just putting that together, that it's fair and it's concise and people can do it. So no, I thank you guys for everything. That's wonderful. And so we see pictures with the grandbabies and stuff too. Some people do bring their kids and stuff, correct?
Babies are only allowed if you can carry them, wear them on a baby carrier. We cannot. It's a 21 up event, and to avoid any conflict or problems, we just no children, no walking children, no strollers. If you can wear the baby, you can bring it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, and we ask everybody to please keep animals to legitimate service animals. We know everybody loves their dogs. We love your dogs too, but we have a lot of people with legitimate service animals, and it's a real problem when people bring in other animals with the legitimate service animals. We've had some issues, and so we know there's nothing much we can do about it, but we just ask everyone to please. It's so helpful if you just stick to the legitimate service animals.
No, absolutely. And it's a fun event. People party, they have a good time.
Totally.
So any tips for people going for the first year that might overdo it a little bit? I know personally we've seen people on Friday night just getting,
right. We've always have CBD vendors around, and they're always willing to help give someone a little CBD if they need it to help them bring them down. I do always recommend to just go easy. If people give you samples, you don't need to eat them all at once. You can put a few in your pocket, bring them home for later. Yeah.
No, that's great. Those are good tips, because again, we want everybody to be safe. We want everyone to have a good time. We don't want people puking, So
my other pro tip is I don't care how much you smoke. If you don't eat edibles, it's not the same. So I've had so many people try edibles for the first time and say, oh, I'm fine. I can handle, 50 milligrams because I smoke every day. And I'm like, no, that's not the same. So just know, if you don't eat edibles, I don't care how much you smoke, please start low, go slow.
That's great advice. And I think everyone listening that isn't familiar with edibles, again, sometimes 5 milligrams can be too much for people. We want to tell people to microdose when they're starting out, because again, if they take too much, it ruins the whole day.
You can always take more, right? Later.
Yeah. You can't take back. You can always.
That's right.
Those are great tips. And you guys have been very fortunate too. I've seen personally, the staff that come to help out are amazing, but even the people associated with the DCU Center, I remember one of the first Harvest Cups I went to, I was like, are the police going to be kind? I was like, how is this going to work out? But you guys have had pretty good interactions with the city of Worcester, correct?
Yep. Totally.
Yep.
No,
we have a good relationship with them for sure.
Yeah, no, and that's positive because, again, a lot of outside interaction can be positive or negative depending upon the person. So it's nice to have positive people to work with.
Yep. And again, I think that the first year, I think they were so worried. And then when nothing bad happened, I think it was just, it really helped set the stage for the future and not, you know what I mean? Not treating us like we were doing anything wrong.
No, and they do allow people, they understand that there are medical patients that go to this event that need to consume to be there, right? So, they don't hassle anybody outside smoking and, they've been very kind with that regard. So
I totally agree. Yeah.
That's all we can ask for, right? So, no, that's great. I'm so excited for this event. So it starts on Friday night. Can you give the dates and everything and the times again?
Sure. So Saturday and Sunday, November 8th and 9th. Saturday is 10 to 6. Sunday is 10 to 5. at the DCU Center. There are several area hotels if you need a place to stay. The Hilton Garden Inn and the AC Marriott are two of them. There's lots of restaurants around. They love our event because they get a lot of business during our event. They treat everybody really well. And yeah.
No, that's great. I appreciate the knowledge and everything. So any other thoughts that you guys want to share for people that have never come or never vended at your event? Any other tips that you can give them in regards to just taking it, moment by moment? Because it's a lot to do a 3-day.
So, I mean, the people who come Friday night, I think that at this point, it's all pretty much the same people. It's the same. It's the, the returning vendors, the returning judges, the returning competitors. So they know what to expect. And Friday night it's just a fun thing to thank them all for what they've done, for entering the competition, for judging for us, for vending for us. So that is, I hope it's just a fun night for everyone. I hope it doesn't add stress to anybody's weekend. And then the weekend itself, I mean, I just suggest you drink a lot of water and put a smile on your face and talk to people. One of the biggest things I've heard from people who weren't happy was that I think that they thought they were going to walk in and people were going to hand them free weed. And, that's not what it's about. Walk around, talk to people, ask them questions about their business, their grow. A lot of people will, if you're nice and you're chatting with them, they might give you a pre-roll. But if you just walk up and say, I want a pre-roll, they're probably not going to give it to you. So just talk to people, be nice, have fun. I would say 95% of the people that I've talked to who've attended, vended, whatever, are absolutely thrilled with it and always have a good time.
No,
So
I
hope you're all one of them.
Yes, absolutely. It's an amazing event. It's an amazing time. So honored to be involved. And, we talk about the winners, right? In regards to their entries. You've had some really cool prizes over the years for these winners. Let's talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, sure. So we had bling and beads for the first 8 years, 7 or 8 years, 8 years, I think, or seven, maybe 7. And so this year we've got, I think I've created a monster with the monster stash jars. This is their 3rd year with us. We've got Olive You Pottery. She's making some cool ceramic mugs. And new this year, we've got Chronic Glass. He's making some really cool glass crown pendants for all the winners. So I'm excited about that.
That's so cool. Yeah, no, it's nice to change it up. Kyle makes beautiful beads, but it's nice to have some other stuff.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing event. I'm excited about it. And I just want to showcase and try to tell people. It's hard to kind of put it into words unless you go and experience it. As someone that's been there for a few years, either vended or just attended,
right?
The energy is just undeniable. It's so much love.
I will say that I have a hard time getting through and seeing every vendor, and I'm there for the whole 2 days. It's just, you're right. The energy's so high and everyone's in such a good mood and you just want to hang out and talk to people for so long. And the next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God, I've only talked to half the people, so I try really hard to touch base with every vendor. And so.
No, that's great. I'm
sure they agree with you. The energy is just, it's amazing. It's such a fun event. Yeah.
No, definitely. And I asked this question in regards to just stuff that we've talked about. I know you guys used to host educational seminars and stuff. Have you found that to be a little bit?
So what happened was nobody would really go because I think they were just having fun on the floor. And so, we started having people come to us, nobody's at my thing. Can you make people come watch me speak? And how do you make people? So, after a few years of that, we tried all different things. We tried doing it up on the 3rd floor where it would be quiet. but nobody wanted to leave the main floor. So then we tried dedicating an area of the main floor, but it didn't really work out any better. It was loud and still nobody really went. So we just decided, that's not what we're about. That, there are plenty of events that have lots of that kind of stuff. And if people want to be on the floor having fun, then that's what we're going to give them.
No, I think that's great, because a lot of people that host events, they do what they want, right? It's not about, the community. They consider it, right? It's their event, but you guys actually listen and watch and see what works and what doesn't.
Yep.
So that's huge.
Thank you.
I commend you guys for that. I know it's weird to make those changes, but again, when the community speaks, you listen. So that's great.
Yep.
So,
new this year, what we do have is a whole bunch of glass artists coming in and setting up a little area with just all glass, all different. I don't even, a friend of mine is organizing it, so I can't even off the top of my head give any names, but I know there's some pretty high profile glass artists, and we'll be posting about it on social media, on Instagram. So
that's awesome. I think the art is absolutely fantastic too. I know you've had like Mike Canastro doing like live art, and there's other art
there. Yep, he'll be there again this year, and Cassie Von Doom, she'll be there doing her live painting also. Yep,
that's amazing, because so many people in our community, I feel, are artistic, including yourself. You've done a lot of art, so it's nice to have that live where people can like purchase art, and you guys really fulfill all aspects of the community in bringing people together. So
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you guys see, the future of the Harvest Cup going?
I don't know. With everything changes every year, things change. It's hard to say until the new year starts and we see, we got to see how this year goes. We have to see what I want to do a survey this year. And I want to talk to some vendors and find out I have some certain questions I want to ask them about, what they'd be willing to do for next year. Like how many, I don't know, I have some ideas for next year, and I know he does too. We want to keep the competition going for sure. The competition is the baby of, it's his baby. It's the reason we do it. We've talked about possibly going to a one-day event next year. That's one thing that I'd like to talk to the vendors about, see if people would be happier with that or if they wouldn't like that. So just, we've got some things in mind.
Awesome. Well, you guys are amazing. You really, truly pull the community together. It's such a beautiful event. Those who are watching that have never been, this is the year to come. So Jen, where can people buy tickets? I know they're available not only on your website, but Ticketmaster sells them as well.
Yeah, we highly suggest you buy them at the door to avoid the exuberant online fees. If you buy them at the door, there's still like a facility fee and there's probably a Ticketmaster fee. But if you buy them online, there's definitely extra fees. Buy them at the door. They're not going to sell out. It's a huge venue. And the tickets will be $30 for Saturday, $20 for Sunday, or $40 for a weekend pass.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's amazing. I mean, considering some of the other events and what they charge, that's very affordable for people in the community to go to.
We try to keep it affordable. We want local people to come. We want people from far away to come. We know a lot of people are buying plane tickets to come. So we do want to keep it affordable. That's
amazing. So anyone watching that wants to reach out to you for those end caps or any type of, collaboration that they want to help, how can they get in touch with you?
So any questions, they can email me. I think my email's up there. If they want to purchase a booth, it all has to be done online. If they have questions, I'm happy to answer them. But if they want to purchase the booth, they would go to the website and there's a vendor link and just click on it and register. They can choose. There's a map they can open and see where all the booths are on the map and choose where they'd like to be. I can tell you that the booths are the cheapest to the far right and left side of the map, and they increase in price as you move to the center where all the action is.
Excellent. So we're almost up 40 minutes. It flew by. It's been an honor to have you guys. What would you like to leave people with today that are watching?
Well, I hope if you've come to the event that you had a great time. If you haven't come, I hope you come. You have to say you've been there. Yeah, and I thank everybody who supported us. You have no idea how much we appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for all the love that you guys bring to our industry, our community, our state. We love you guys, and we're looking forward to joining you for another Harvest Cup this year. Thank you so much for being part of the show today and taking time out of your busy schedules to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Did Jeremy take over too much? Did he talk to me? No?
You guys are perfect. You guys are perfect. Love you guys. You guys are one of my favorite couples in this industry. It's been an honor to host you.
Julie.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
We'll see you both. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please tune in again in another 4 weeks for another beautiful episode on USA Global TV and Radio. And please be kind to each other, spread love, and have a beautiful rest of the day and week. Take care.
Every woman carries a story of strength, of purpose, of light. Through her courage, the world is transformed. Through her grace, generations are inspired. This is Iconic Women. Within Every Woman Lives a Goddess, a celebration of brilliance, beauty, and empowerment. Join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. London time, only here on USA, Global TVR, and Radio. Featuring the iconic Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, honoring voices that shine across the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, to watch and engage with all our content. World-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful, The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram-Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to TracyCramPerkins.com. Tracy Cram-Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.